Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good. So this is Darla. Hi, Darla.
Hi.
So Darla and I are doing a little FaceTime consultation today from you are in
Pecos, Texas.
Texas. That's right. So you in the middle of the state or at the south end, north end,
No, I'm in the very west end.
very west
Right-
end.
Yes, right near New Mexico.
Okay. So I'm guessing we're probably 800 miles away, maybe
Pretty
something
close.
like that. Okay. So definitely not something where you could drive to the office.
No, no, it's not a hop, skip, and a jump.
Right. Okay, so Darla had contacted me because she was having some issues with her thyroid. And how did you go about finding me? I mean, I'm on the internet. You're in Texas. How did you find me?
I happened to be scrolling Facebooking and your name popped up, and I happened to look at all of your videos and YouTube videos and just did a lot of research. I have daughters that have the same problem also,
Hmm.
and I said, hey, let's look into this. And we all did. And we liked that you had a wife with the same issues, and you just clicked. And we liked your background, and I don't know, we liked the way you handled things.
Thank you very much. Now, had you worked with other doctors in the past before you contacted me?
Nobody. I had been diagnosed with Hashimoto's a year before, and it was pretty much a diagnosis and nothing you can do. Go on about your business. So that was it.
That was their solution. Nothing you can
That was
do.
it.
Sorry, go away.
And pretty much, there's no sense in changing your diet. This is just the way things go. And they gave me no options. There was no options.
And of course, if are you in a small town?
I'm in a small town, but my oldest daughter happened to go to a larger city, probably about 4 or 5 hours away, and they told her, don't change your diet. There's no reason to change your diet. This is something that you have, and this is not something that you can change.
Wow. So you may have a lot of choices or hardly any choices. Their solution
Right,
is the same. Sorry, nothing they could
right,
do.
right.
Okay, so you found me kind of by accident. You looked me up. We talked a little bit and felt right, so we started to work together. What kinds of Hashimoto symptoms did you have when we very first started?
The fatigue, insomnia, weakness, just that was pretty much the main things.
Okay, all right.
The fatigue and the insomnia.
Okay, and you're a working woman, so you've got a job, you got stuff to do around the house, so you just can't afford to be fatigued.
You're right. I'm a nurse and I work at a nursing home, so I work crazy hours and I don't have that option.
Right. And was your fatigue to the point where it was negatively affecting either your household duties or your job?
The job mainly because if I worked a 12-hour shift, I felt that it wasn't fair for my patients, my residents, to not have my headset.
Right.
My mind was not there. I was tired and I felt like I wasn't doing my job right, so I was afraid.
Right.
you know I what I do, I need to know what I'm doing.
Right. Yeah. If you're a healthcare provider, you have to go over and above what you're expected to do.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so we decided to start working together, and I put you on some de-inflammatory eating protocols. We did change your diet, gave you some natural supplements, and so tell me what's one of the first things that you noticed?
uh the energy is a whole lot better. The diet is, wow, that's difficult. You don't change someone that's 50 years old. You know that old saying, don't teach an old dog
New
new
tricks,
tricks.
yeah.
It's difficult
Yeah.
to change your diet habits, but you can do it.
Yeah.
It's not something that you can't do. You can do.
Right.
But you realize when you do change your diet that a lot of it, I'm going to say more than 50%, is diet related.
Yeah.
Because when you take that out, you realize how that makes you feel
Yeah.
when you just change the diet. but a lot of it came from diet related. But then I realized that everything else, the supplements, they all work hand in hand, so
Right.
they all come full circle.
Right, exactly. And so you started with me, let's see, somewhere around September. Yeah, early September. And so here we are now. We're probably October, November, about 10 weeks later. But when did you first start noticing some changes?
When I'm gonna say probably 4 to 6 weeks, I started realizing that I actually was sleeping better.
Mm-hmm.
It took me that long for it one day to realize, and better for me is 5 hours. I realized, wow, I got 5 hours sleep. And it didn't dawn on me until I actually, maybe you and I spoke about it, and you said, how are you sleeping? And I thought, you know, I actually have been sleeping better. And and then I realized that I actually was sleepy at night, that I haven't been sleepy at night for a while. So I think that is the main thing.
Right.
Is my main concern was, and the brain fog is is another thing that I think seems to be better. I find my words better than I had before, and I don't think people realize what this does to you when you can't. It's just it. You know what you want to say, but it's not there, and the brain fog is an issue.
Right.
It is
Right.
an issue.
Did you find that you didn't realize how sick you were until you got better?
No, no, I did not realize. I I knew I knew it was there, but it became a way of life.
Yeah.
It was something that I just thought that, this was just it. This was the way it was supposed to be. This was just me.
Right, right. Yeah, we get accustomed to a certain level of suffering, and then we just think that that's normal.
That's right. And that's the way I had. Pushing me was just something that I become accustomed to, because I'm an energetic person anyway, but I just found myself having to push more and more.
Right. Now, how long had you been suffering with this whole Hashimoto syndrome, fatigue?
I was diagnosed with thyroid problems when I was 27. So there is no telling how long. Probably majority of that, and I'm 54 now. So
Right.
I would say majority of that time I probably have had this disease.
Wow. And then how long would you say you've been really suffering with the symptoms and still no one has done anything about it? Like, what were the most pressing years?
I know the first time that I complained of the weakness and fatigue, I was in my mid 30s.
Wow.
I remember the first time I remember telling a doctor that and my children were, young then, so
Right.
they kept just telling me, you're just burning the candle at both ends. You've just got a lot going on.
So you've been suffering with a condition for 27 plus years. You've had symptoms horribly for the last 20. And was there ever a time that you can recall that you felt as good as you do now in the last 20 years?
No.
Wow.
No, probably not. Not that, that I can ever pinpoint it, because like I said before, it becomes a way of life.
Wow. Wow, that's great. So, I know we probably have a little more work to do, but what would you say is your percentage of improvement that you've experienced from the time we're working 10 weeks ago till now?
At least 75-80%.
So in 10 weeks, you've improved 75-80% with a condition that doctors told you is hopeless, there's nothing you can do, live with it, and you're 75-80% better.
Especially when you make yourself follow the guidelines of the diet and do your supplements like you're supposed to, then you know, because you just know.
Right.
You see that already,
Yeah.
So there you go. And drink your water. Wow. That's another thing that's hard to do too. But you know, you find that that's very important also.
Yeah.
You just you fall, you know, you fall by the wayside, and you think one day, oh, I didn't drink that water that yesterday, but you figure it out the next day, and we're human,
Yeah.
and we figured this out the hard way.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
wow. Good for you. I'm so pleased and so proud of you. I mean, you know, people are going to be watching this and just say, that's what I have. That's what I have. I actually can get better. Just because your doctor said you can't, that doesn't mean you can't.
well, you can, and it's a shame that people don't tell. They don't let people know that, you know, there's no reason to live like this. That there is something you can do, and it's not by taking a handful of pills that, you know, that's going to make you better.
Right. Right.
So.
Great. Well, thank you so much for doing this, Darla. I appreciate that. All the other people who are watching this appreciate that. Thank you again.
Well, I hope if we can make one more person understand this disease, then we've done something.
Right. Thanks again.
You're welcome.